Good morning, everybody. Sorry, Gianluca, I'm a little late. I know we were going to meet before, but I just got online. Sorry about that.
No problem, Bobby. No problem. Good morning. Yeah, just one question. Do you know Michael Novak?
Yes, very well.
Okay, great.
Well, not very well,
Yeah,
but he's been around. Yes.
okay, perfect. He wrote me a message on LinkedIn last week and sharing an email from an Italian who is in his team, and they are working on a AI chatbot, or I think it's a protocol to interconnection from between chatbot, and he asked me to meet this Italian and to talk about if there are some connection or some I don't know knowledge that we can share. Yeah, I want to like to ask to you if do you have some suggestion before the meeting or some other
Well, actually, there is a few people I'm expecting to join the call. One is Peter Chimmel from the New Jersey area, and he's big in incubation and startups. And he's very interested as well. I know Mike Novak is interested. So I do have a section to talk about this during the call. But I'm just going to put a link in the chat. And if you want, it's not very well done, but there's two or three leads I have on there already. And if you want to put under next step incubation, like a little blip from that email so that we keep him on our networking page, I'd appreciate that. And then we'll get there and we'll talk about it when we get to that section of the call. Okay?
Okay, yeah, it's good. Would be great because yeah, I think for incubation we need to have some contact with, I don't know, like companies or organization that wants to use or want to test system. So if someone wants to do that, yeah, I also think that we do not change our main goal if some other community ask us. Yeah, I know, but at the same time, if there are some connections, some complementary technology that we can share, would be great for our incubation purpose.
I
This is my
agree.
opinion. Okay.
That sounds great. Hold on, I'm just finishing up putting something on that page that I forgot.
Okay.
And I will be with everyone in a second. Gianluca, if you want to share your screen so that you can run through that slideshow, I will fit myself in my slide.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
Perfect.
Do you want to start with the business topic or with?
Your slides are perfect the way they were set up.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I added this bullet point, which is I will ledger blog post, because now we can talk about.
Yeah. Did you show the antitrust policy and the slide for that first? We have to do that at every call.
Yes, sorry.
Oh, no worries. That's why I wanted you to do it because I didn't know where it was today.
I think, yeah, that one.
Yep. So welcome everyone to the September 2nd meeting for the AI FAQ chatbot project. We had a great meeting on Wednesday night, I thought. I have a lot of leads to talk about and future plans, so that's exciting. But this is a Linux Foundation sanctioned call. The code of conduct and the antitrust policies are on the screen. Everybody's basically been on this call before, so we do have to follow a code of conduct, which is just be civil to each other, and an antitrust policy, which is acknowledging that there's consortium-based calls where competitors have discussions, and please be cognizant of the information shared. So thank you very much. And I think we can go to the next slide. Okay, so the business team activities. I'm going to share my screen now, Gianluca, if you don't mind.
Yeah, okay, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, awesome. So again, this is, we kind of broke ourselves out at the beginning in these two sections, and I think we've had a little bit of work in each of the 7 areas. So everyone on the call as a mentee can kind of figure out, when we first put up those 7 categories, everybody was like, what does this mean? Well, I think everybody now who's been on the calls for the summer kind of knows exactly what each one of those categories mean. So from the business committee, again, this was our link from the presentation from Wednesday night. Everyone did a great job. I thought it went well. Thank you, everyone. It was awesome to see how a team can present multiple people and still keep the topic cohesive and everyone understanding the flow of the presentation. So I thought that went really well. Again, it wasn't as packed as I liked with people, but I think it was also the end of August and the vacation weekend coming up. So, and I do want to redo this closer to the end when we have more work on the front end to do another presentation to everyone. And I guess that would be the presentation that would be done at the mentorship. And if we go to the global forum, that final presentation, kind of working off the presentation we did, but more developing those endpoints. So that we're going to keep this presentation. I think I put it in the marketing section. So there's the logo, there's the presentation. This is the PowerPoint presentation again, because Google Drives is just when we're working together. I can't present from there. So I put it into a PowerPoint, and this is the completed one that we did. So moving forward, when we continue, again, if anybody wants to share this with any groups they have, that would be the presentation you could grab, change the presenter screen to put your picture up there, and feel free to give this to anyone. The only thing we ask is that you report back and say, hey, I had a meetup and it went great. So again, that would be the presentation you can share, you can give out, you can. And again, as if this moves further with the investors and the incubators that we're going to talk about during the call, we're going to have that broken out into like an investor deck with a little bit more focus on the people who are supporting the project, rather than, we want you to use it, we want you to test it. So basically this slide is, we want you to use it, we want you to test it kind of slide. But we do need other slides, as other slide packages as we move forward, and we'll work on those. So back to here. Why does that not look right? Oh, thank you for putting.
Yeah, sorry. It's
like, what happened?
Sorry.
Thank you. So this is everybody attending the call. I really appreciate it. So for social media, I was going to put the links there, but I put them in the social media. If you want to share, again, everybody who has a LinkedIn account should say, I was part of a great meeting for this. Here are the slides and the recordings. Send it out to your group, send it out to your people, just send it out to yourself. As long as you get a post up there, that's a social media data point, and that's what people look at. So the more this is turned around, sent out, talked about, and again, if you want to put everyone's name on the team as a hashtag so that it shows up on their media feed and then they can reshare it, please do that. So the more this goes around, the better. I'm going to do another LinkedIn post and a Twitter post that, post the slides and the presentation and, working up the project as to where we are. So that's something that I'm going to do during the week. So again, those were the social media links. I do want to talk about that blog now. So Gianluca, if you could just catch us up on that.
Okay. Yeah, I think about the blog, I sent a survey to Emily, and she to the proposing for the blog post, and she replied to me with an email. Yeah, also in the slide, that slide we can find the email. Yeah, I shared. Let me share the link of the slide on the chat. And at slide number 6, there is the email and also the link to submit yeah, like a draft. I think it's not the blog guideline, and also if you want to send more detailed description of the post for feedback before diving into drafting the whole thing, that's fine. Please email. Okay, there is an email address to submit the like a draft or an abstract, and the link, I also shared the link with the blog guidelines. So if someone wants to write blog, the main topic of the blog obviously will be the meetup, so that we have a meetup. It's our project. It's as that main goal and so on. So if someone want to help us to write, yeah, welcome.
If anybody's interested, just either raise your hand in the chat or join with your voice and say, I'll do it. If not, we'll
I
just
have
leave.
a name in my mind, sorry. Like Anshika. If she's very happy to write blog post. If she wants to spend some minutes to write a draft or an abstract, I appreciate.
Could you just do me a favor, Gianluca, and on this page, I'll drop the link in the chat. Just put those guidelines from that email.
Okay, yes.
So that if Natasha wants to jump in on that, she can. This slide, if you could put the guidelines for the blog. And again, anybody can tackle this blog. And Natasha, if you're still on the call, if you want to give us a thumbs up that you're going to do that. If not, anyone else can give us a thumbs up as well. I know you've worked a little bit on it already, so we'll just leave it at that. But I think we have edits on this page. I have to save it first. Okay, so that'll be there. The guidelines will show up this week. Hopefully someone will, write a draft. If anyone does that, just, drop in the LinkedIn chat that you did that so we know, and put a copy of it on this page. Awesome. So again, that would be the blog. And this is just something that I came across, again, reading like I do all day long, which is something that we might want to consider. So I put a link to this article, how we can make this multilingual for the groups of people who do not speak English, so that they can enjoy this as well. So that was that link. What else? So we're going to be redoing this for an investor strategy, send out the social media posts, marketing. Yep, there's the presentation, the logo, education. I have not done anything, but I intend to work on these ebooks. There's outlines. If anybody wants to jump in on these, please start propagating information into the outlines. What I really wanted to talk today about is the investor development. I'm a little put off by how many people showed up. Again, I thought it would be more involved and more people, but that's okay, because a lot of people who were there, like Mike Novak and Peter Chamel, really had great conversations. So there's 4 areas that we can look into for moving forward and getting big corporate people to want to try and test this, as well as invest in us. so that we can keep this project moving, get some cloud space, actually get a prototype working for the world to see. And that's our goal. So the first is, so Peter has, I had a call with him last week. He's very interested in this. He's running, and I'm not sure if he's running two things at the same time or if they're the same thing. But the first one, he sent me an email on, and this is a Zoom call that happens on September 10th. So it's the Founders Keystone Project, and they're starting a new incubation. And you'll meet the founders on this day and talk about the 3 tracks that you could follow if we're part of this Keystone Project. So that's just something to look into. So this is the Founders Keystone. Again, anyone on the call can join this meeting as a representative. I intend to be on this call. But before that call, which is funny because Peter's involved in this as well, is an in-person Princeton meeting for what's called the Investors Alliance. And again, Peter's one of those. And this I'm going to go to tomorrow night in Princeton. Anyone in the area wants to join me, more than welcome. I know Tripor, it's a long train ride out of New York, but I don't know if New Jersey Transit's still free, but you could take a free train ride down to Princeton if you wanted.
Yeah, I would try.
Are you settled in New York?
Yeah, I bought I rented a house. Now it's empty and I'm sitting on the floor to attend the meeting.
Oh,
So yeah,
no. Well, how long
yeah.
do you have the house for?
I just got it 2 days back.
Well, timing's a little off. I know my sister's selling her house and she'll have extra furniture. I'll keep you in mind.
Yeah, for sure.
I will
Like,
definitely keep you in mind.
yeah.
I know
We
she
even
has a couple showings today and an offer. So as soon as it goes, she's going to need to get rid of furniture. I will call you up and you just come down with a U-Haul and we'll pack you up.
yeah, for sure.
Perfect.
Thanks.
So anyway, so this is an event that's happening tomorrow night. And I am going to go to this with our project to see, you know, I don't know, I'll bring my laptop. Maybe they'll want me to show Gianluca's slides about the demo, his YouTube YouTube presentation that I can do. So this should be interesting. It's 2.5 hours long. I will, you know, put a summary of this underneath here when I'm finished with it.
Yeah, sorry, but it's possible to join from remote?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But again, I'm not sure, but I think these two are the same things, just called different. Because again, Peter's involved in both of them. So I will, you know, if there is a Zoom link, I will drop it in the LinkedIn chat as soon as I hear or get it, so that everybody can join it as well. If not,
yeah,
I'll just
I will do. Just
I haven't
sorry,
been
just
to
to check.
person. What?
Oh, sorry, just to check the time. So 6 p.m. It's like okay, midnight.
Like when we had the presentation.
Yeah, okay, good for me. Yeah, I
but
will
an
do.
hour earlier.
No, it's good. It's good. Yeah, it's
Okay,
good.
okay. Again, so this one is a Zoom call on September 10th, and this one is tomorrow night in person in Princeton. Again, anyone who wants to go, just shoot me an email. This is NVIDIA, and this is interesting if anybody wants and has time to apply us to this. It is a hackathon for AI with Dell and NVIDIA challenge. If anyone wants to jump in on this, to join the hackathon, read over these instructions and submit us, that would be wonderful. I think we fit, from what I'm reading, the project perfectly. I could be wrong, but I think we're a good fit. So anyone interested in jumping on filling out this hackathon? I've never done a hackathon, so I'm not going to fill out the form.
Even I have never done a hackathon, but I think I can fill it up. Can I please share the link?
I will absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You can take my help, Arunima. I participate in hackathons often, so we can do it together.
Yeah, then I think you
this
can
hackathon
submit
is a
the
virtual
initial.
hackathon because it's worldwide. And there's the And again, if you want to just keep, right here, under NVIDIA AI, if you guys want to put like whatever, if you apply the date you applied and a link to the application or something, just so that we can be kept informed as to how that's moving. But I think that is very interesting. And so Patrick will also help you. Again, if you guys ever want a Zoom link, let me know. I have a Zoom account. I can shoot it to you at any time, or you can just hop on a Discord channel and chat. But that would be great if we could get this in. Again, the deadline is October 2nd. So let's see if we can kick some butt in the hackathon. Again, my competitive nature coming out. Where am I going? And then this one, I don't know if it's actually worthwhile, but this is a business incubator, one of the largest ones in the world. They'll help you with the community. They'll apply mentors to you, give you coaching. So this is an interesting one. I don't know if this is in line with what we're doing. But again, it looks like an interesting something to research. So if anybody is interested in looking into this, the blocks and their new Beta Blocks program, which is again, incubator for AI technology. So that is another interesting link. If we want to apply to that, again, I don't know if this is in line with what we're doing, but it just came across my desk and I was like, oh, maybe this fits. And then, oh yeah, the last thing was our form. I was very disappointed with the people who filled it out. We only had one person who was not a team member. So hopefully, I don't know if we want to share this with the people in the blog. We might have to change one or two of the questions to be very general. But what we really want to do again is just collect email addresses for our HubSpot, which I'm now going to start propagating with this gentleman's address, Peter's address, again, and anybody, Mike Novak's address, anyone who has shown interest as an investor. We can add our names as team members, so we can, put categories of connections. So we'll have a group of investors, a group of developers, a group of business users, a group of just people curious, so that we can figure out in the networking schema where everyone fits in. So again, that's something that we can do. And again, that's the link to HubSpot. That's all I have for today. So it's more just share your social medias out with the links from the meeting. Talk about how fabulous the meeting was and that we're going to be redoing it again in the, I don't know, Gianluca, what the time frame is, but I'm guessing late fall would be the next time we would want to present. So that's it for me. If anybody has any questions, ask them now. If not, I'm going to turn it over to Gianluca.
Okay, thank you, Bobby. So we can, I will check all your information. It's very, thank you. It's very important for us to find other organization or other tools to go ahead, because it's important for me to go in incubation. So I will check on link, and I will try to join all meeting and all projects. And what about, I will share, yeah, you ask.
I just wanted to just make sure everyone knew, although we are in the Linux Foundation, Decentralized Foundation, or Hyperledger Foundation, we can take on any partners or incubators, or Hyperledger is not a handcuff, it's more of a playground. So we can invite anyone to come in and play with us. So if you know anyone, or you don't feel like that Hyperledger is inhibiting you in any way, it's an open source, so it's an open community. Just wanted to get that out there. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. So you said that we can invite other people, individuals, organizations to join the project. Is it correct?
Absolutely. The more the merrier. Hyperledger actually encourages as many people as we can get on the project.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Thank you, Bobby. Okay, what about the dev topic? I will share my screen and also the presentation of today. Okay, now next step. We pretty finished the API, also have a small test on it, and now we have to install on cloud. So we have the front end, also have a Docker file, and there are some cloud server that we can test the system. One is Vast or West.ai, Rampod, AWS, Google, and so on. So what we prefer, I think, the first is the cheapest. Sorry, I think it's cheaper. I will check. So if you want to help me to test the system, this is the next step of our the technical part before to go to and also this is the integration part. So after that we can go to the final step, which is the sharing of our knowledge and also the networking and so on. So we can start the final step, the installation and the test of the system. And also, I also like that part. I don't want to remove because I'd like to have a logo or something related to the market. And also about the technical part. I presented that one last time in meeting. Yeah, I think that one, which is, do you see the chart? Is it visible?
It is.
Okay, thank you. Okay, this is a test that I done during this summer, and it's the final result of like a work that I like to do, and it's the GPT-2 model. Okay, GPT-2, it's the open source version of GPT-3, which is the first model, AI model used from by OpenAI, ChatGPT. And so GPT-2 is open source. We can test it. And it's the fine tuning, so the train step, the second step of training, using our Hyperledger documentation. So I created an instruction dataset to fine tune the system, and this is the result. It's mean that the loss of both the training and the validation chunk of data go to zero, and so the system will work. This is a benchmark. I never tested on the real world, and I will do, but it's a first result that we can work. Which is the idea? The idea is to use a smaller model compared to the current LLM, which is cheaper than the current one, and also it's very fast in terms of response. It's cost reduction, and also in terms of carbon save, because also the power electricity save the power electricity. We will work on that, but it's also, I think, another goal which we can have in our project and could be in the sync for other organization that can join our project in the incubation step. and I will do details in next weeks. Okay, any question? Good. If we, if no question, we can, just to. Is this only available for fine-tuning system? Last I checked, RAG didn't seem to have such systems. Okay, swapping. I try to understand the question. Is this only available for fine-tuning system? Okay, you can. I'm used the GPT-2, not fine-tuned, but there is also the fine-tuned version. I used the not fine-tuned version because the idea is to change the behavior of the model and to adapt that behavior to our purposes. Okay, and in that case, we can also avoid to use RNG. Okay, it could be better to have the system which has the behavior connected with our context instead of to connect the context. I don't know if is it clear. Yeah, it's also how to. I try with some schema. Yeah, maybe that can be. Okay, we share my screen. Okay, this one, this image. Yeah, I hope it's clear. Fine-tune means that an LLM, or also not a large language model, also a small language model, it's fine-tuned using our dataset, our knowledge, which is the Hyperledger Fabric documentation, for example. In other RAG use large language model, which is already fine-tuned using generic data, and use the Hyperledger Fabric documentation only for the in-context augmentation. I don't know if is it clear. Yeah, now we have our architecture is the right one, but we can also want to investigate the left one. In that case, we can use a smaller model and we can save money and have better performance. Okay, thank you. Yeah, it's also a good results because it's also nice because to create the instruction dataset for training the system, I used another large language model. So the large language model is useful, but is useful to create the dataset which we can use to train the smaller one. Okay, it's it's the teacher students, also the teacher student parallel, the name. And also if you want to dive in, it's the model distillation is the term. Other question?
I have one completely off the topic of the data retrieval section, but where are we on the front end? I know that Daniela really liked the fact that we put that front end under the Hyperledger. And I think she has like an idea that can be moved out to the rest of the projects. So if I talk to her, I just want to be able to know kind of where the front end is and what's the progress on it.
Okay, yeah. The front, yeah, I will share my screen. Yeah, this is the repository. Where is that one? Yes. Okay, in the code is in. No, wait, no, this is my fork. It's okay. In dev branch, we have the code of the front end. Is here, and also I think Swapnil merged the Docker file. Yeah, this is the Docker file, not just the front end, but we have also Docker file from the backend. Yeah, I think it's in the Sarvesh repo. This week I will talk with them. So the code is in our official repository, but it's never installed on cloud. And this week I will work on that. And also involving Swapnil, Sarvesh, and other Saradip, and other people. I don't, yeah. Sopratik also, he wrote on our code. So I will involve all these guys, and we will work on that. The idea is to install all the system on a cloud and use an on-demand configuration. I mean, we can switch on and switch off the system. Switch on before to test system, and switch on when we finish, in order to save money. This is only the reason. So, for example, if the cost could be $1 for hour, we can switch on the system for 1 hour. We have the meetup or our interest with other people. We can share also the link to other people, and when they finish to test, we can switch off the system and pay just $1, $2. Okay, this is the idea.
Again, I haven't had a chance, but I told you that I would look into an AWS solution with Ledger Academy, and I will do that this week.
Okay, thank you. I also asked to, there is another guy that wrote me some months ago, and I asked to him. He's working on that, but not replied yet. So he also is an AWS architect, so I will wait for his answers. But at the same time, I think I will check with the easiest solution to install, because AWS it's a bit hard. It's a very a universe of tools. I already worked with AWS, but it's not very easy to install something on that cloud.
If money wasn't an object, what would be your preference?
Sorry?
If funding, like say we were fully funded, and now you were just looking at a solution that is best for the product, what would it be? Obviously you don't like AWS because it's complicated. What would be your best case scenario if money wasn't an object?
Yeah, AWS, I think. Yeah,
okay.
AWS, because it's, in my opinion, it's the best cloud provider at the moment. But this is my personal opinion. Yeah, but also Azure or Google, we are investigating other solutions like Vast.ai or Rampot, because they are new in the market, and they are in the market with the GPU solutions. Okay, so they with the GPU solution, and they are using the cheaper solution than the other competitors. But they are focused on GPU. But if you want the best absolute, it's in my opinion, it's AWS.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you too. Okay, the other questions?
I have one suggestion.
Yeah. Go ahead.
There is one student developer pack, which is a GitHub student developer pack. So I signed up in for it in undergrad. So now it's expired, but if any of us who haven't subscribed to it can sign it for the first time, and they provide us I don't know if it's AWS or Google storage, but they provide us free 1 TB or I don't remember how much storage they provide, but they provide us that much. We just have to sign up and say that we are interested in the student pack, and there are other amenities that we can also use. So I'm
Okay.
sharing.
Sorry, if you are students, you can have an account on AWS for 1 year. Is it correct?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. So basically, any of us, like Arunima, have you done that?
Yeah, I think when I was
I
a
have to look
PhD
into it.
student, yeah, I think I don't know, like 15 years ago when I was PhD students. Not now, but yeah, but it's good for example, now there is not Sarvesh it's not, but I will vote on it. I don't know if yes, yeah, for student. Also GitHub. Yeah, it's good, but also AWS, I think, can allow to
Okay.
yeah. And I remember 15 years ago, AWS allow you to use all the tools in the universe of AWS. Okay, other question?
I updated the business committee main page and I put cloud storage solutions. And the first thing I wrote was GitHub student solution. So if anybody is looking into this and has comments or new ideas, please put it on this page that I just dropped into the chat, or didn't drop yet
Okay.
online. I will drop in the chat right now, so that we can keep, everybody, I know that's a development thing, but I just want to somehow keep a business idea running of what the solution for the cloud will be.
Okay.
You know me, I like everything written down somewhere.
Okay, but I have a question. At the end of networking bus development, yeah, there is one section created by David. Is it correct? At the end, the bottom part.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, those are other alternatives to look for funding. And that we could start to do as well. I, put that on there oh no, David put that on there. Oh, I thought I put it on there from an email. No, David just dropped that in there for
Yeah,
us.
I think 2 hours ago.
Yeah, that's awesome. So I will
Okay.
look into these, and anyone else who wants to look into them, we'll use this section here on the page. And just if you have any comments, or if you looked into any of these, just put it under the section. So if, like, for instance, you did a little Hedera grant research and you know what that's about, just edit this page and put it under there, so that next week we can see what these tools, grants, and funding opportunities really look like for us. So again, anybody wants to jump on researching these, just, put your work right underneath that one you looked into. Let me just share my screen because I thought I wasn't ready. Hold on.
Yes, sure.
Like talking as if everybody's looking at the same thing I am, and nobody was.
Okay, Swapnil wrote me, Gianluca, do you think we should go about blending authentication and database system? Yeah, I don't think so. I think we have to leave our system the smartest and easiest because we have to install on the cloud, and I'm sure that database, if we add database on AWS, it's very expensive to add a database for authentication at the moment. This is my opinion. Yeah, I think we have to wait a bit because adding other features or functionalities now could be very expensive for the system. Now it's very important to install the system on a cloud, to test it, and to fix the eventually fixed bugs, and also to test the performance of the system. This is my opinion. Before to add any changes. Sorry, Bobby, for interruption.
I think these are all good questions. And again, we're working towards making this an awesome solution. So again, if anybody has any work, please don't forget about your social medias to put this out there. And link to all of us so that we can copy and paste your social media posts. I'm going to do the LinkedIn post, and I'll try to get everybody on there as well. And I will look into the AWS cloud and those grants and getting us some networking. I will go to that networking meeting tomorrow night and see what's happening. And I will put a little review, or I guess update as to what they talked about right on the business page under the business committee page. So if anybody wants to know how that went, just go look there for tomorrow. I think that's everything. Do you have anything else, Gianluca?
No, thanks. I finished. Thank you.
And Peter didn't show up for the meeting, but I know I'll see him tomorrow night. And he's probably just very busy. He might want to set something up during the week. If he does, I will let everyone know so that everyone can be a part of that call. Anything else?
I think we will talk soon about our meeting, if you agree.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Bobby.
Sounds good. Have a good week, everybody.
Have a good week, everybody. Bye.
Bye.